back, everybody. My plastic crack addicts, how you doing today? So, excuse me, yeah, been a minute, of course, like I said in my last video, if you didn't watch that. So it was the review of Hordak, the new Masterverse Hordak. Go back and watch that if you haven't seen it. So yeah, if you didn't see that, talked a little bit about what I've been up to. I thought about making a whole separate video about what I've been up to recently. Yeah, that would take too long. So basically, new baby, and that of course keeps us pretty busy. So I haven't had a whole lot of time for videos, and that's on top of everything else that we have to do around here. So I haven't had a lot of time to do videos, unfortunately. But yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming back. So today I've got a treat, one I've been wanting to get to for a while, as you could probably guess. Another skeleton, and the other version of Wal-Torr the Mad. Right, or just Wal-Torr. He goes by Wal-Torr the Mad online. But yeah, one thing I would say is, before we bring in the same thing I'm always going to say, like, share, subscribe. If you liked the picture at the beginning, the intro there, definitely check the link to my Etsy store. So I'm going to start having not only the stuff that I usually have, but also if you like that, prints of some of the photos that I use. Prints, whether it be just a print that you can get, hang on your wall. All this helps support the channel, helps make all this possible, and really appreciate it. But yeah, not only that, but maybe a mug or something like that with that same photo on it. Things like that you can get out there and just really, again, help support the channel, help support the whole idea of the action figure art that we're all into, and go from there. So yeah. Again, really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to visit the Etsy store. And if you can buy something, even better. So yeah, that link, well, it's not the link. You're going to have to copy and paste. Haven't figured out how to put a link in. Don't worry, it's not the end of the world. I'm sure you can figure it out. But maybe eventually I'll figure out how to put a link in there too. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at what we've got here. Now, this is the, what was it, the non-con exclusive. So I think it doesn't come with the t-shirt, right, though, with the symbol of the Mythic Legions Cabal on there, which, okay, I mean, that was cool, but I can live without that. The convention exclusive version does have the flag in there, so we'll break that out in a bit as well. So let's take a look. As we always do, we want to appreciate the artwork. So it's kind of falling under this particular wave, of which I have only a couple. Thrace and Evil Wizard Dude. I do have reviews of these guys, so by all means, go back, take a look at those, watch those, see what you think. Oh, and another thing I should say, on TikTok now. So mostly shorter videos, but yeah, I've been doing some stuff on TikTok, just not full-blown reviews or anything of that nature, but quick videos. So yeah. Great, so without further ado, let's read this and then we will break into it. So, Wal-Torr. Across the realm, a call goes out to gather like-minded warriors under a single banner, a cabal. Leading this group is the one they call Wal-Torr the Mad. See, it still is Wal-Torr the Mad. Once a humble gardener, he still is. Wal-Torr found new purpose in his fight to unite the realm. Nothing would stand in his way, and not even death could prevent him from moving forward with his mission. When the cold grip of the grave finally came for Wal-Torr, he shrugged it off and rose from where he had been laid. As long as he had a semblance of life in his bones, Wal-Torr would walk the realm, waving his Cabal banner and gathering more legionnaires by his side. And as I said where we reviewed the cosmic version of Wal-Torr, I think it's great that they have made these homage figures for him. We used to chat action figures on Instagram back in the day, and then he started the Mythic Legions. It actually started as something else. I think it was just general action figures, if I remember correctly, and then it quickly evolved into the Mythic Legions Cabal, which he's done a great job with it. Yeah, so it's been great to see, and I think it's really cool that they made these figures as sort of an homage. And the reason they're skeletons is, well, if you know Wal-Torr, that's basically the thing that brought him and eye to the line. Speaking of skeletons, this weekend they had that recent release. Hope you were able to get a couple of those, grabbed a couple of those. But yeah, great to see that they were able to do these homage figures for him. He's done a great job, just kind of spreading the word and making Mythic Legions, well, I shouldn't say making it cool, but just making a cool place for everybody to hang out and visit. So what have we got here? We have got, I get a ton of stuff. We've got sort of an elvish bow, which I'm not going to take the bow out because I don't usually use the bows. I don't usually use the arrows, the quiver of arrows that we'll find. I shouldn't say I don't, but sometimes I do. It depends on the figure. This figure I'm not going to. So I'm going to leave that in there. We have got the flag. I'm going to leave that in there for now. I'll take that out so you can see it. And oh, of course, there's the flag pole. We've got pauldrons. We've got the knife, which the knife is cool. What's this? We have a gourd. Is that his drinking gourd? And then we've got the satchel, which the satchel's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, and there's an arrow right there. There's a quiver of arrows also in here. But depending how you want to display your figure, you may or may not want to take all these pieces out. I think I will probably display him holding, he may have the satchel, he may have the knife, which the knife actually comes out of the sheath. If you're not familiar, if either you're newer to Mythic Legions or whatever, I mean, this blew my mind when they first started doing this, I don't know, a few years back, where they were able to actually make toys now where the knife has a sheath. I mean, come on, that's so cool. Again, it's the little things in life. And it's got some good detail on it. So you definitely want to check that out. We have the flag, which I am going to take out, or the banner, or the sigil, as it were. So we have that, some good color on it. And of course, got the, that's two pieces, I forgot about that. That's two pieces, goes here, and then it goes here. So yeah, and you could make something else where, okay, maybe I want to display it like that. They kind of need something like that, right? Like a little rack where you could display those. That's a good idea for them to 3D print up, where you could have all your different flags or whatever. Yeah, we'll put that back there. Okay, the gourd. I'm not sure if I'm going to take that gourd out for right now. Definitely going to need the pauldrons. And we may need to pull out the satchel. The bow's staying in there, like I said, because I don't plan on displaying this figure with a bow. I have other figures displayed with a bow. I usually leave the arrow in there, but yeah, we're going to leave that in there for now. Okay, so like I said, we get the pauldrons out, and we can take a look at those. Pauldrons. I like the way they have the little latch up there. It looks like they're latching on the rest of the armor. That's pretty cool. I'm going to set those aside for right now. And let's break out the figure. So figure, of course, comes with his furry cape, where I've heard of people, I may have mentioned this before, people are like, wow, my other figures, they don't have a furry cape. I want them to have a furry cape. How can I do that? They'll go to like the dollar store and buy the cheap stuffed animals and just cut them up and make a furry cape. And that's actually genius. So I like the way the bottom looks a little dirty. That's cool. That will probably go on him because it does get very cold here in the winter, although today is a very hot day. Wing adapters, don't need any more of those. And let's do this. Okay, I'm going to pop this head out because this is the head I want to use. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, articulated jaw. I mean, this head is cool and all, but I'm kind of bored with it. I wouldn't say bored with it, but this one's different. This one's newer, and got a great detail there with the chainmail, and it's an articulated jaw, so I can make him yell. And, oh, that's right. He's got the curved sword, not a straight sword in this. I'm gonna leave that in there because again, I don't. I may put that on his belt. Oh, this is different. This doesn't seem like a big deal, but now obviously he's got a belt, but usually this gets thrown in as an accessory and it's actually on the figure for a change, which is kind of cool, kind of nice. That green is pretty cool, the green and brown, right? So definitely makes you think gardener or earthy tones. Very cool. Interesting. So twist ties. I brought this. I remember the scissors today, but don't need them because, oh yeah, it's twist ties. And it's another scorcher out there today. I've got the, I'm going to shut the air conditioner off so you can actually hear me. And I'm kind of regretting it right now. I'll start pouring sweat in a minute. All right. Twist ties be gone. He's supposed to look, he looks a little dusty. Can't tell if he's supposed to look like that, which if he is, it's cool. Or if it's like some figures get that cornstarch that they kind of use to separate the mold from the, or help separate the plastic from the mold. Not sure if it's got that on there. Does it wipe off? If not, I'm going to assume it's intentional. Okay, so as always, let's bring this down. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on articulation because it's, you know, your standard stuff, right? We've got the hips where they articulate up there. Now, again, the skeletons tend to be pretty stiff because of the way the joints are. Okay. All right. Ooh, that's pretty stiff. But again, that's normal for the skeletons. There's no, I can't see it breaking simply because of how hot it's been around here, but you never know. Crap happens, as they say. And yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna pop this head off. But before I do, standard articulation, right? And his head twists all around. You can look up and down-ish. And yeah. Yep. Standard articulation there. I didn't know Wal-Torr wore a dress. I'm going to pick on him about that. Teasing. And yeah, nothing that really stands out in regards to the articulation. It's your standard articulation you see on these guys, right? The single joint. The knees, you get articulation at the knees. Those aren't too stiff or too loose. The feet, again, not too loose or too stiff. They almost feel like they have a, not a flow, but like a, you know, definitive click to them almost, definitive step to them, which is pretty cool. I have had quite a few of my figures fall off my shelf this summer because I don't really run the heat in this room unless or run the air conditioning in this room unless I'm going to be in it. So I was getting really hot, and a bunch of the figures just kind of did the old ankle thing because of the heat. So yeah, but first things first, let's pop this off. Or maybe it's not first thing, but second thing. I don't think I'm going to put his fur coat on for it. I'm going to do this off screen because otherwise I'm going to knock the camera off. This is probably one of the things that annoys me the most about the skeleton figures. Oh shit. That broke. Mother freaking. Now I'm pissed. Okay, so I was trying to pop this off and I should have known better, but I was like trying to, and it ripped. Oh, I'm so pissed. So pissed. I'll have to see if I have another neck thing, or some people dismantle these and sell them in pieces. I might be able to buy that on eBay. So I guess I won't be putting that head on. Ugh, so pissed right now. So pissed. I don't know. I'm not gonna call it a QC issue because I can't really say that. It's just it's a snug fit, and I wasn't looking at it while I was doing it, and I was pulling, and it broke. So, and yeah, maybe someone on eBay has an extra, but that's a pisser. Okay, so, well, that's one of those things that comes up in reviews. So, I'm not going to say I'm glad it happened to me, so you can avoid it, but if you can avoid it, by all means. It looks like we can, with this almost looks like it's interesting. So you've got a whole, I'm trying to think how this goes on there. I should have looked at the pictures online. Or actually I did, but I didn't really note the cape. It looks like there's just one hole, and it kind of is going to go in one pauldron and then kind of off to the side. I don't think it's meant to be as a cape. And it's summer, so I'm not going to really put the bear skin on him right now. But in the winter I'll put it on because it'll look cool. I can get pictures of him outside in a bear skin in the snow. That'll be sweet. So where were we? We got that. Let's get his sword out. Whoop. Bump that out. Almost went flying. Let's review the sword here. So sword's got, again, going with the green earth tone, the earth tones theme. Looks really good. I'm not particularly crazy about this style sword, but it does look like something you could use for yard work, if we're going to go with the idea of the figure being a gardener. So we'll have him with his sword, and we can put that right in this belt. Again, I'm not sure if he's supposed to look like that dusty, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that particular sword isn't going to fit in there very well. So we'll kind of leave that off. But this belt we've got, we can do this. So pissed that neck thing broke. Anybody get a spare they can send me? Or if you want to sell it to me, I'll buy it. Not sure if you can hear that. Kids downstairs being obnoxious while the baby's trying to sleep. So I'm going to have to stop this in a minute so I can tell them to be quiet. Get that. Get the pauldrons going. Yeah, again, I think that's all like they use cornstarch, so the plastic separates from the metal mold easier. And I'm about I'm going to say 80% sure that's what that is, but I could be wrong. And let's see, that popped. That's meant to, oops, this is meant to come off. What did this do? Here we go. This is a very soft, rubbery plastic, which is good in a way, but also kind of stinks when you're trying to shove it in the hole. Yep, there's the R on the inside, tells you it goes on the right. So I mean, I knew I was putting it in the right spot, but just in case you weren't sure. Got that. So I think it looks better with the shoulder pauldrons, personally. Gonna stay? No, you're not gonna stay, are you? You almost have to lean them forward a little bit. It looks a little unnatural at first, but I guess we are always kind of leaning forward just a little bit. I want to put his knife on him, so let's do that. Do this right here. This will be his backup. Maybe not. Oh, that means I'm not going to get a cool picture of this guy. You know what? I will. He's going to be holding his head. He's going to be holding his head in the picture, which you would have already seen the picture by now. But obviously, I just opened it, so I haven't taken the picture yet. It's like a paradox, isn't it? I know you didn't sign up to experience a paradox today. Some of this stuff's just really difficult to do on camera. But, yeah, screw it. We'll get that on there later. I do want to put that on there. I might go steal the neck piece from another figure if I have it. I'm not sure if I do. Could probably steal it from, say, this skeleton. I think it uses the same neck piece. The color's different though, which I don't think you're really going to notice it so much. But yeah, looks like he's going to have to be holding his head. I know I'm holding my head in my hands right now. Frustrated that that broke. Oops. And this almost needs to be glued, because this, it goes in, but it comes out. I mean, it pops out super easy. So, anyways. Yeah, so what do I think? I mean, overall, I think it's a cool figure. Be cooler if his head kind of stay right there. Let me balance that on there. So that's kind of the look that we're going for. I like it. Very cool figure. We still have, of course, the quiver of arrows that I left in there. I'm not going to put every single accessory on. I probably will put the satchel on, because why not? He's more of a party skeleton. And yeah, so I'm just sorry, I'm just really bummed about that neck piece breaking. I haven't run into that yet. Had a couple hands break, but I haven't run into the neck breakage. So anyways, overall, I like the figure. Very cool. I had to get it because it was a skeleton. This one's still my favorite Wal-Torr figure because, I don't know, it just pops. It's just awesome. I almost picked up a second one with the sale this weekend, but all I could go in for were the two skeletons, which I've been wanting something like that since, watching movies in the early 80s, where they had those skeletons kind of fighting for the special effects in the movies. But anyways, yeah, cool figure. Overall, would I recommend getting it? Yeah, just be careful with that neck piece. If you like skeletons, I think he's worth having. And again, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. As usual, like, share, subscribe, the usual. And visit the Etsy store if you can. And we'll try and get some good stuff for you. All right, everybody have a great day. See ya.